Hi, in this video I'll show you how to extract a value or a name from a field within your worksheet and put it into a column to help define the worksheet. For example, we might get worksheets that have information about the category of the table, and we want to put that into kind of a value field for the column. So for example, let's say that I get a worksheet like this, and the value here, that maybe should have been here. California should have been sheet 1, or it could have been in here where I have California. So it's easy to kind of define what kind of worksheet it is. And we want to kind of put that as part of the table so later on we can do some analysis. For a small table, this is easy, right? So we can just put state here, and all I need to do is I can Control C to copy, Control V to paste, double click that to bring it all down. Let's see how this looks. Then double click here to auto fit, and you can see it's all down here. Now, if we did this on a one-time basis, this is fine. This is really easy to do. But if this was done on a recurring basis, and maybe we wanted to use this file as a kind of a template, and we had data from other states, and all we did was open it and copy it into my generic state underscore data file, and I just wanted to have this done every time, it becomes kind of burdensome. And it'd be nice if there was some kind of automation to do this. Well, there actually is, and we can do that. And we use Power Query to kind of pull this name out and put it into a column field here. Let's see how that's done. And let's open up a new Excel workbook, and I'll use Power Query here to bring it in. Go to Data, go Get Data, and from File, and I'll browse for that file. Here's my file, double click to open it, and it's going to bring it in the navigator, and I have sheet 1 here, and I'm going to transform the data. Click Transform Data. And here I've got the editor window open. So one caveat on doing this is you have to make sure that your data follows a certain pattern. Those worksheets that I had earlier, they follow this pattern where the first row there is that state and then the state name, and then the second row was blank, and then the third row you have these headers, and after that you've got your data, your records. So if all subsequent type of files follow this, then you can perform this automation with Power Query. First, get rid of the blank rows. So we go to Remove Rows and Remove Blank Rows. So that gets rid of that blank row. So here I want to just have California as my value for this particular step. Select on California here, right click, and drill down. And now we just have that value. That's that value from that cell that we're going to put in there. Now what I want to do is kind of reverse that. I want to keep that step, but now I want to bring back my previous step. Go under my function here, and where it says column 2, I want to reference back to this step called Remove Blank Rows. Select that and type Remove Blank Rows. Let's see if it finds it. Here we go. So it found it. Remove Blank Rows, double click that, and now it's going to bring back that step here. This is one of the neat things about Power Query. These steps are, in a way, self-contained. So now my next step, I don't need this state California row anymore. So remove row, it's that first row. So I'll just say remove top rows, and all I want to do is just remove one row. Click OK, and these are my headers. So we're going to promote these as the first row as headers. Click on that, and now I have my table that I need. Close and load. Click Close and Load. It'll bring it onto a new worksheet here. Add my worksheet here. Oh, but I forgot to add in that column. So let's go back and double click that. And we're going to add back our column. Because I mentioned earlier I want to have that column for California. So all I need to do here is click on Add Column, Custom Column. We need to reference that step where it just had that California there. I'll show you which one it was. So maybe this one we can call it something else to help us later on. I can call this step. So it kind of gives me a clue. Right click, rename, and this could be state ID. All right, so it just makes it easier for me later on if I wanted to troubleshoot this. Go back to change type here. Now I'm going to go back to add column, custom column, and under this column we'll just put state, and we're going to reference that step here, state ID. Click OK. And now we have that value that came from that step. Go to home, click close and load. It's going to load it back in, and I have my state there. Now, we'll see if this works if I change it. Minimize this, and let's open up another one. Let's open up New York. If I open up New York, should be only one entry there. We're going to save this file as that template file. So I'll go to Save As. And I browse for that file. I'm gonna overwrite whatever's in there, the California data. So I'll save it as state_data. Click Save. And yes, I want to replace it. And let's close this file. And once I refresh this, right-click refresh, we should just see that New York, one record for New York, and it's going to say New York here now. So all the steps I did earlier are going to apply. So right-click, refresh, and now I just get New York. So again, if this is something where you just did on a one-time basis, copy and paste it is probably the easiest. But if you had it where this was your template and you got these different files in and you wanted to kind of automate this, putting this together initially was a lot of work. But after that, all you need to do is just save as under that template name, and it does all that work for you. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.